Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the DCHL Outsider podcast. It is 1:44 in the morning, New Year's Day, the bottles were popped, the champagne has been sipped, and now we are left with some lukewarm champagne and some nachos and pizza with some really kind of, coagulated cheese. It's kind of rubbery, and, we're doing the best we can. However, Happy New Year to everyone, Merry Christmas to everyone. We got through an exciting 2018, so I'm going to get right to it right here. We got a lot of games on tap. We had MDHL championships, DCHL stuff going on, tournaments galore, and we're going right now to do a recap of 2018. For DCHL, this was an unbelievable year. A lot of great progress. We got the podcast, which is probably the greatest thing ever. You know what's even better than that? The streaming. We've been streaming a lot of games. It's unbelievable. The streaming team has grown so much. People are excited to do it. It's so fun. You should do it. It's really cool. Awesome. And we streamed all the playoffs for the last season of DCHL and MDHL. It was an unbelievable amount of games, probably over 40, 50 games. Couldn't do it without the help of all the awesome streamers, so shout-outs to them. Shout-outs to the people who just, I'll jumped in randomly, unscheduled and all that. That was awesome. And, it's been a long year. I don't remember all of it. I could have went through the pictures and all that stuff, but a lot of champions, a lot of great hockey being played. So some of the other things, streaming was great, podcast was great. The Twitter stuff is only about a year old, which is crazy to think about. It's a lot has grown in terms of social media on the year, so that's great. Hopefully we can continue that moving forward. MDHL champions, let's go to that right now. We had possibly one of the greatest upsets in MDHL history. Lords of the Rink taking down the previously undefeated TNT, allowing only 4 goals all season. And Bill Weeks came up huge for Lord of the Rinks. Came up just huge. Bill really brought it. He's a top player, and he's been playing out of his mind recently. And he won a championship with Gorilla Gang on Sundays, D2. Wins the D1 championship in MDHL. Wins the D2 championship in MDHL with the Green Monkeys right there. Big win there. Going a long way. Lucky Pucks go back-to-back champions in the Rec Division here. So Lucky Pucks starting to create a little bit of a dynasty right now. Rec Division's getting tougher, though. We'll see if they can hold on. Year-end tournaments, we had, thanks to everyone who showed up and played in the tournaments. They're fun. I love them because you get to play with people you've never really played before, and you get to meet new people. And the best part about playing in hockey is meeting new people and all that. Another key thing, if you remember, Russian Machine Never Breaks tournament, we had great 2-division tournament. We had over 44,000, I don't know, maybe 45, maybe almost 5,000 people watching the stream. Not necessarily live, but on a Facebook Live afterwards. It's really cool. I believe there were over 2,500 who watched it at some point live, which is a huge accomplishment. It definitely shows that we are making progress in terms of streaming, and fingers crossed, the best is yet to come. So I think that's pretty awesome. The ref crew has definitely changed. We've got some new people coming in. Interesting year for refs and officials. So thank you for those who ref and make the more importantly also the people who score. A lot of these jobs are thankless. You get yelled at, and some people don't appreciate it. But it's definitely a great commitment that you have for the league, and we appreciate all that. I was going to go through Player of the Year, Most Improved, all that stuff. I will leave that up to people in the comments. You want to give shout-outs for Player of the Year or Most Improved Players. Share your thoughts. Let us know who you think was awesome, the best championship run, the best game, the biggest upset. Give me your recaps 2018 and what was really memorable to you, because I think it's more interesting to see what the people think. All the commenters not on the stream because you're not guests on the stream because you have not asked to be guests on the stream or the podcast. We want everyone on the podcast on the stream. It's great to get to know people and all that. So we had, it's really great. We'll go into some DCHL action, I guess. Do we need to? I don't know. Yeah, let's do it. So this was a short, kind of weird week right now, and we're going. This is year-end closeout on shoutouts, so be ready for shoutouts galore, and we will see what happens. Okay, first game we had the Lucky Sevens against the Gwendolyn Nightmare. 2018 brought us the Lucky Sevens, a spin-off of the Crazy Eights. Definitely glad to see that team grow. Gwendolyn has become a powerhouse in DCHL, really developing players left and right, and it's pretty awesome to see them go from one team to 2 to 4 to 5 to 7 to 13, how many ever they got, and that's pretty cool. So this was a game. Although Nightmare's cool, they did not feel particularly cool this game, as the Lucky Sevens get 3 goals. Sam Shepard scores, Tom Sig scores, and Paul Jordan with a goal. Tom definitely showing that he is a star player along with Sam right now. The 1-2 punch is going a long way. Sam really impressed a lot of people last season, and he is continuing to do so. There was no sophomore slump for Sam. So this team is, I believe, 3-0, and definitely looking to be a favorite in this division here. They got a young core, they got some experienced veterans, and this is a scary, scary team. Major shout-outs to Sam, and I'm always interested to see how the younger players, the newer players, how they develop in the league, because some of them have a lot of talent, and you just hope that a lot of potential, and you hope that they turn into superstars, and develop their game, and continuously grow and get better, and just dominate years down the road. So we'll stay tuned and not put too much pressure on these young guys, but let's keep an eye on them. So we had Street Sharks Hockey Dead, the new look Street Sharks. They've definitely gone through a major transition recently, changing captaincy and all that good stuff. So this is going to be an interesting season coming along for them. Sharks get a 2-2 tie with the Dead. Jed scores for the Hockey Dead. Sharon responds. Sharon's been definitely improving, playing a lot. She's scoring a lot of goals. She scored in the championship game for Lucky Puck, scored here. Submit response for Hockey Dead, and Sean Kelly comes up big in the third period to get one to tie it up. John Chick with the assist. John Chick was on the podcast. I believe the first podcast guest. Much love for John. So if you want love on the podcast, you want love from me, you want to be a superstar in this league, you get on the podcast. I would like to have 35 guests on the podcast, one pretty much every two every 3 weeks. We'll aim for, because that would be awesome. So Hockey Dead looking to continue at Street Sharks, looking to figure out what their identity is. Speaking of team looking for identity, Midnight Riders against Slashing Pumpkins. Midnight Riders, second-year team. They had a great run, made it to the semifinals. Lost, I believe, in overtime. I can't remember. But they got a great team. Interesting seeing how it's going. But this was Lucky Seven's day, as they get Seth gets 2 goals, Ben scores a goal, John gets 3. Jenny O with 3 assists, George with 2 assists. This was just, I don't know what happened here, but it was crazy good for Slashing Pumpkins. So that's a big win for them. Love seeing the Pumpkins do well. Shout-outs to the Pumpkins. Goonies IPA, this is interesting here. Goonies have been the story of 2018 in the D3 division, coming out of nowhere, dominating, and having a hard time closing out the championship games. They're 0 for 2 in their last 2. IPA, new look team right here. Definitely added a bunch of stars. The team that goes from ups and downs. They won a championship earlier, and some of the players changed, the core changed, and now I think this is an exciting roster here. They got a lot of goal scorers, a lot of talent. So we'll see what happens with this team. But this was a game where Cintron, Jonathan Cintron, he will definitely be a player of this upcoming season. He is dominating left and right, scoring goals in D3, scoring goals in D1, and he came out, scored assists from Heath and Brad, but Goonies get one from Seth from Rachel and Ariane from Owen, and makes it a 2-1 game. That was a game where Stitcher made 42 saves, just just not enough. 42 when 42 is not enough. You're playing all right, and you'll figure it out. So we had Flying Hellfish. This is a team I believe started in 2018 as well. Definitely started out Shangri-La, reformed as Hellfish, added some new talent. But High Rollers, won the championship 2 seasons ago. Looking to figure out where where they're going to be. Last year there was a little bit of last season was a little bit of a letdown. You can tell I have not seen any of the games. None of them were streamed. I was not there, so I'm doing my best to give shout-outs and summarize the games. Dimitri with a hat trick, doing his thing. Mike Staley get a pair. Drew Benson 2 assists. Brian 2 assists. So that is a good showing for them. Shout outs to Patrick Lauer, who made 44 saves here. This was a rough game, but that's okay. You know, it'll be weird every now and then. Sometimes the team's on, sometimes they're not. Zambroni Stingrays. This was a crazy one. Zambroni's 4, Stingrays 9. The Stingrays were fully loaded today. They had Kenny Alvarado hat trick, Felice 2, Christe goal and an assist, Scotty LaFoon goal and an assist. It feels like having Scott back on defense has really helped. Adding Scott Fairchild and Scott LaFoon has definitely gone. I'm probably saying their names incorrectly. That's going to go a long way. Having a little more consistency back there, some solid D, and to see where the chips fall. Trevor had a hat trick for the Zambronis. Was not enough. It's a rough game, but Stingrays look like they are alive and well. Rumors of their demise were greatly exaggerated. We had Ball Hogs, Gorilla Gang. This is another iteration of the D2 division. We have Mel Maxine in net for the Ball Hogs, and kind of a free agent team kind of working around there. But we had 8-4 Ball Hogs. This game was definitely in there. It was a very close game, but then 5 in the third period for the Ball Hogs really drastically changed this game. Yes, goals. So Ball Hogs got, goal and 3 assists from Neil Mosier. Shout-outs to Neil. Huge game on his part. Matt Chamberlain, 2 goals. Joel Horde, 2 goals and assists in the sub effort. And Gorilla Gang got a pair from Bill, a pair from Brennan, and it was definitely a rough game. Gorilla Gang missing Nicole, so they had Stitch in that. Definitely threw off some of the chemistry, but you'll see what happens. This is what's going to happen in D2. If you're missing your goalie, you're going to struggle. All Blacks Arabian Nights. This was a game with was it a 1-0 game? Wendy with the only goal of the game. This is from Bill Nardi and Jamie Cook. All Blacks looking really good in this D3 division here. I think this is exactly what D3 needed. The 6 teams is going to go a long way, and the skill level is going to be through the roof. All these teams are going to be very close, and this is not Goonies going to try to run away with it and then choke in the championship. Sorry, Ben Purse. You're probably not listening, but if you are, I apologize. Not really. Still love you, though. We got Funk against Youngbloods here. This was a 6-4 Funk game. Keith went out of his way to do some key things. 3 goals, 2 assists. Alex Schutz, 2 goals and an assist. Big game for them. And Youngbloods got 3 goals from Nick Brown, 3 assists from Brian Keefe. Brian Keefe, huge addition here, but Youngbloods missing Kevin Shea in net. And this is a hard week because teams are missing players, and it'll really throw things off. And that's you can only take some of these games with a grain of salt. Redcoats Lizards 4-2 empty netter by Alex Schutz, but a hat trick from Bill Weeks will get them there. And Bill playing out of his mind, as we said earlier, just one of the most dominant players on the floor right now. Jagerbombs Untouchables. This was a game Jagerbombs drastically shorthanded. Untouchables get 5 goals and an assist from John Gramlich, 1 goal and 4 assists from Tway, and this is a game where sometimes a guy's on, so you never know. And huge breakout game from John Gramlich. This is definitely something the Untouchables are going to need to stay competitive in this very, very tight D2 division. Last game of the night, we had the Puck Buddies against the Goldsteins. Not the White Walkers, the Goldsteins. And they were walking all over the Puck Buddies here, who were, again, short-handed. But Boris, hat trick. Alex Roth, 2 goals. Just a big game for Goldstein. So we will see Goldsteins. We got to get a picture of this jersey. It is something you will appreciate. So if you're an old timer, or not even old, if you've been around, you know the iteration of the Walkers and all that, you'll get a chuckle out of it. Out of town, but not forgotten. So that was a quick little recap of the week in DCHL, your MDHL championships, your little reminiscing about 2018 and all that. So we're about 15 minutes on the nose. I'm so good. But I'll take a minute right now just to express how lucky I feel. In 2018 was a really great year for. I'm going to break the fourth wall here. Great year for me, DCHL wise, MDHL wise, all that stuff. I'm really glad that I've made so many new friends in the league, and meeting awesome new people. I hope that you have done the same. I feel very honored to help out with the league, doing the social media stuff. I mean, I know it's stupid. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like just a dumb kind of stupid thing, but it's I don't know. I think it's awesome. Just being part of a community, and it's really special. And I'm really glad that I can be part of it, and I'm really glad that you're part of it. DCHL, MDHL, RHL, whatever you do, or just anyone who's drunk on YouTube and found a way to this video. I'm glad that you're listening here and part of this DCHL community. I know it's corny. It's okay every now and then, or all the time. So yes, make sure you check out the podcast and check out the streams. You can share the like the DCHL Leagues page so you can see the streams, and you can share it and show your friends and your family, hey, I'm on, this was my awesome goal, or, this is the team I play on, it's really fun, and this is what ball hockey is. Things and stuff and such as that. So, this is a league podcast, so, if you have any suggestions or comments or questions or criticisms, of course, I mean, everyone has them. I'd love to hear them. And, if you want to be on the podcast or help out in the league in any way, there's many ways to do so. And, there's a lot of people in the league who would appreciate it, and hopefully you'd find some sense of community and togetherness and awesomeness. And I am rambling. It's 2:02 in the a.m. That champagne that you're probably drinking or drunk or still have not opened is calling for you. So enjoy your 2019, and hopefully it's as great or better than your 2018. Remember to look forward, but remember the past, and learn from it, and be the best you that you can be on and off the floor. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm an idiot, but there's no one else I'd rather be. Have a great 2019, and we will see you at the rink.